I wanted to start off today's video with a history lesson. So if you guys don't know, on May 26th, we have received our first anniversary characters, being the Fantasy Bakugo and the Fantasy Midoriya. That's not the point. After this release, we got the present mic that came out on June 10th, then ended on June 27th. Now I want you to guys think very carefully on the next part that I am about to talk about. We are currently in the 4th anniversary. We have Shoto and Midoriya. We are on the way to June 10th, June 11th. Who do you think the next character is going to be? I want you to think on that thought for 1 second while I scroll all the way up. It's none other than President Mike himself. So, pretty interesting that we go from the 1st anniversary having the kind of same release to the 4th anniversary kind of having the same release again. I don't know. That's the only thing I'm going to talk about with that. But with that being said, let's focus on today's video, which is going to be going over President Mike's kit and seeing whether or not he's going to be good in the game or he's going to be bad in the game. So let's start off with the art right here. This is Unawakened art, and this is his Awakened art. The Awakened art looks pretty cool, I'm not going to lie. But in terms of favoritism, I gotta go with the Unawakened art. It just looks too clean to me with the purple smoke in the background, the bricks flying off. You could also make a case that it could be like Hawks' feathers as well, or have the imagination that it could be rose petals as well, which sounds even cooler as well. I can't wait to see that animated in the game. But now let me take a look at the art. Start off with the plus ultra skill, Binding Shout. Cancels all temporary buffs of a single opponent and deals 650% damage to the opponent. When the opponent has 5 or more temporary plus ultra gauge charge rate down. Oh my god. That is insane. The last time we have received this type of effect, off the top of my head that I remember, it was the Valentine's Momo and the Celebration Ashido. So a couple of months later, we're getting back into this, huh? High chance of binding a single opponent for 2 turns, and a high chance of confusing the opponent for 2 turns. Now the enhancement bonus effect decreases a single opponent's plus ultra gauge by 30% when the opponent has 5 or more temporary plus ultra gauge charge rate down effects, only available in Arena Club Festival. Increases the skill pack by 50% when the opponent does not have the ability to parry. Interesting effect right there. So basically, you don't want to run into Midoriya whatsoever. Don't run into that man at all. First action skill, which is going to be Echoed Voice, cancels 1 temporary buff of all opponents, deals 325% damage. I'm surprised it doesn't say all opponents, but basically, yeah. Low chance of inflicting confusion for 2 turns, and decreases critical resistance by 10%, and plus ultra gauge charge rate by 10% for all opponents for 10 turns. Only available in Arena and Club Festival. Enhancement's bonus effect increases the number of cancelled temporary buffs for all opponents by 1. The cooldown is for 4 turns. So damn. Basically, you could stack this if you have an ally on your team that's reducing cooldown time. So you could go like 10%, and the next turn plus ultra 10% again, and then it repeats itself over and over again. That is insane. Second action skill, which is going to be DJ Blow, cancels 2 temporary buffs of a single opponent, deals 400% damage, high chance of blocking the opponent's buff for 2 turns, and gives cancel status ailment block for 2 turns. The enhancement bonus effect is increases the number of cancelled temporary buffs for a single opponent to all temporary buffs. And then increases the skill pack by 60% when the opponent does not have the ability to parry. The cooldown is for 4 turns. So, if I'm using the present mic, what I'm going to do first is activate the second action skill, then activate the first. The reason being is that I want to make sure my opponent is not getting the buffs up whatsoever, then get that cancel status ailment block ready to go. So when I do activate my, my other skills that have the high chance to confuse and bind, they're gonna activate for free, and we're gonna be just chilling with present mic like nobody's business. So we got the first auto skill, which is going to be Crazy High Pitch. This character enhanced when these 2 conditions are met at the end of the turn. So number 1, after the opponent's temporary buffs are cancelled 10 times. And then number 2, after 7 turns pass from the start of battle, multi-cancels per action equal 1 cancel. Gives character the ability to land a bullseye. Ooh. I was just about to talk about that, but I was going to wait till the auto skills finish. That is nice right there to have. And then increases plus ultra gauge of all allies by 20% when used in a character's 3rd successfully executed skill chain. Wow. So, basically, you always want to make sure he's last when you want to build up your plus ultras. Interesting. Alright, second auto skill, which is going to be the Crazy Low Pitch. Increases character's critical hit rate by 5% after the opponent's temporary buffs are cancelled 1 time, up to 10 times. So it's going to go all the way up to 50. Decreases plus ultra gauge charge rate of all opponents by 10% for 10 turns. After the opponent's temporary buffs are cancelled 3 times. Multi-cancels per action equal 1 cancel. Only available in the Arena Club Festival. After the opponent's temporary buffs are canceled 5 times, increases character's max HP by 15% up to 2 times, and power by 20% up to 2 times. Multi-cancels per action equal 1 cancel. So you know the team that I can already see with this, man? Let's actually go to a new tab. We'll go to the Ultra Impact database. I can already see him paired up with, like, let's say Aizawa right here. That's specifically the red Aizawa or the green Aizawa. It doesn't make a difference whatsoever. Both of these characters are very good. And then you can add somebody like what? Like All Might. Because All Might loves, specifically the 100 million. He loves to go with other heroes. Or if you don't have like neither of those characters, a nice option you could have is definitely this Hawks. Because this Hawks, as we know, is super annoying to go up against if you don't have a character that has Bullseye. So I can already see some great hero teams with this present Mike being included into the game. But now let's take a look at the character. Let's take a look at the support memory. The first one being, can I scroll? Freeze, Himiko, Toga. They love the Toga and Uraraka as UR memories, man. They can't get enough of this. I think this is our second to third one already. Oh my god. So this one increases character's critical skill impact by 50% when equipped by a DST type character, aka Purple. After 2 turns pass while the character has the ability to land Bullseye, regenerates character's HP by 10% for 3 turns, increases critical hit rate by 10% for 3 turns. After the opponent's temporary buffs are cancelled 1 time, multi-cancels per action equal 1 cancel. Now, the damage is good, but I think this needed a little bit more to it. Let's add like maybe some defense to it. Let's add some speed, damage reduction, some other stuff. Because all you have basically here is damage and healing, and that's it. And that's basically, you can put a character on the team and that's going to accomplish the same thing. I want support memories to be a little bit more different than what the characters are doing. I mean, you can also have a character that is boosting speed of all allies as well, but I'd rather have it mostly on the support memory than on the character itself. Alright, next, we have the SR support memory, which is going to be Trader Secured. Increase the character's power by 25% and defense by 10%. Just base, I like that. Ignores target and cancels 1 temporary buff of a single opponent if the character did not land 2 critical hits up to 5 times. Multi-hit attacks equal 1 attack. And it's Kendo getting the traces right there. That is sick. I like that. Again, we could have had another character in this time slot. We didn't have to have Present Mike. Alright, next support memory, the SR1. A Blow of Voice and Broad. Increase the character's critical hit rate by 25%. Increase the character's critical hit rate by 20% when character's HP is below 70%. Increase the character's critical hit rate by 20% when character's HP is below 50%. And then increases character's critical hit rate by 20% once again when character's HP is below 30%. So if we do the math right here, this is going to be 20, 40, 60. 60 by 25, that's 85. So you have an 85% chance if you get below 30% HP. Now, I mean, crits are awesome, I'm not gonna lie, but again, this is something that a character could do for you for free. You do not need this in a support memory whatsoever. So I'll say it's kind of ugh. So now that we took a look at everything that is on the website, let's go on the Discord and check out additional information that we have probably missed out on. Alright, so Discord, let's get on with this. So as we see the present mic being teased right here with the Aizawa, Club Fest is returning. So the type that's going to be effective for this is going to be blue and purple. So make sure you have that ready to go. Even though, usually majority of the time it doesn't matter whatsoever. But hey, you never know. Maybe for this one, it might be the case. So we got Present Mike's new action skill icon. That's nice. Steampunk Shoto is going to be returning. We got the Battle Character Select Recruit, a special recruit featuring characters great for the Club Festival. We got some sales. Silver Club Festival coming soon. Rules, ABL and DST types get an advantage. Participate in the Club Festival and get UR memories. Work with club members to get awesome rewards, including titles. Join the club now and get ready for the Club Festival. Make sure, and the reason why I'm reading this is because if your club, you know it's not going to do good, find a different club that you know can at least do decent, man. Because at the end of the day, you get a lot of good rewards from this. A lot of good rewards. So you want to make sure that you are set once the time comes for you to lock in for this festival. Now, pretty interesting that it's ABL and DST. I don't know why we're not using the anniversary characters colors. I think it would have made more sense. But that's the thing with Ultra Impact. The anniversary only lasts for 2 weeks, and that's it. Once it's done and dusted, it's done and dusted. We have the animations, which you can go check out on Hydros' channel. We have the Present Mike's kit, the support memories, the recruit. This one's coming out on June 15th, ending on July 1st. Is this the banner? Yes, this is the banner that's coming out on June 11th. Ending on July 1st. We have the UR Memory Recruit Ticket, the SR Recruit Ticket, the Shoto Banner is going to be coming out on June 6th, ending on June 18th. The Club Festival is coming out on June 23rd, so you got a lot of time on what I mentioned earlier to find a different club, and ends on June 30th. We have the event that's going to be coming out on June 11th, ending on June 29th. We have a login bonus that's going to be giving us 70 hero gems in total. Okay. What else do we got? We have another campaign that's going to be giving us 70 hero gems again? Yeah, 70 hero gems again. Okay. We have a maintenance that's going to be coming out on the 19th. That's most likely going to be telling us what the next character is going to be. Upcoming gift box. Let's see. So, that's old. That's old. That's coming out on the 10th. Okay, so I'm still going to have to save my tickets even more. I usually like to do my summoning tickets for those of you that are new to the channel. Once I have every single one of the tickets that they give us out for the anniversary, because it makes more sense. I want to do as much multis as I can to make sure that I'm getting at least some type of UR character or a bunch of star pieces, so I could just, for the next character, have them level 100 ready to go. Okay, so let's see the upcoming drop rate campaigns. I need to see when the present mic boost is coming out. So, June 9th, I'm assuming? No, that's dispatch. June 14th? Oh my god, come on, man. What are we doing? Why is it so late, man? Actually, no, there's one on June 7th, ending on June 8th. But still, the banner doesn't come out until June 11th. And you're ending it early? Come on. I don't like when y'all do that. I thought we were fixing that issue, but I guess not. So with that, that's all ending today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed. Be sure to like and comment if you want to. You don't have to, but it's always greatly appreciated. Also subscribe. Again, you can let me know down below how do you personally feel about President Mike. I think he's going to be pretty good on hero teams specifically, or on any team. But I still think hero teams is the best way to go because, again, there are certain hero characters that buff other hero characters. So with that, I'll see you next time. Peace.